Hello everybody, I hope you're doing good today. This video contains cult-like activities being used underneath the Fair Use Act for educational purposes. You all know I took a couple videos I covered IPS. He's at it again, running his little schemes on GoFundMe and all that. As if you all watched my Flat Earth, It's All About Money video, you'll see that IPS's last GoFundMe was he needed $500 to debate Stefan Molyneux. Well, that debate never happened, so whatever IPS had collected, I think $200 or $100 or something like that on that GoFundMe page before he shut it down or got shut down or whatever, and he collected another $40 on his Flat Earth Network page. And so the debate with Stefan, of course, you knew it wasn't going to happen, didn't happen. So IPS just pockets that money. So that's what I mean by his schemes. He's getting ready to run another scheme that he knows will just make him money and never actually come to fruition. All right, so let's have a listen here, because IPS is sitting here trying to demonize me and MGTV for exposing his shenanigans. And a message to IPS and YouTube. I'm using the audio from IPS's live stream today. It was 2 hours long. The audio I'm using is about 10 minutes long. That falls under the Fair Use Act. So let's have a listen.
If you go to the Flat Earth Network, the very top link over the polls 2018 takes you to the fundraising page for Exploring Again. We decided to set one up here because the GoFundMe account is under assault. We have a lot of opposition. You know, there's a lot of people who are against what we're doing. They don't want us to send anybody over the polls. Our worst enemy as a research community is the Flat Earthers within, who do not want other people to engage in experiments. So you're going to see a lot of hit pieces pretty soon, targeting me and the guy who already has the ticket in hand. You know, he put down his own money. These tickets are 12,000 bucks. He bought a ticket. He's going. He's getting some equipment, and he's going to prove something or demonstrate something, make some point. But this is all just a...
All right. First off, Mike Merschlak was on Patricia's show begging for money to do this, okay? So the idea that he paid for it is nonsense. I mean, maybe he paid for part of it, but we'll never know because there's no accountability. And next off, you hear IPS say this guy's going to do some type of experiments or something to try to prove something. Okay? IPS, you know, this was happening when IPS lies, because he forgets his lies 5 minutes later, and that's what happens here. So remember that. IPS says there's going to be experiments taking place on this flight, and that Mike wants other people to come. But here's where the deception is. This isn't Mike Merschlak's GoFundMe page. This is IPS's GoFundMe page. But he keeps on saying that the organizer, Mike Merschlak, wants others to join him. Well, that's bullshit, because this organizer of this page is IPS. And the reason IPS is doing that is because when it comes to the point that not enough money was collected for even one person to go, he should say, the money didn't come to me, it went to Mike Merschlak, the organizer. Don't come to me. And IPS did the same thing with all the other money he raised. The same scam. I'll show you here in a little bit when you click on Mike Merschlak up here in the URL. It says Jacob Vigil, which is IPS's real name. Then he changed it to Jack Larson, and then an hour later he changed it to Mike Merschlak. But also on this GoFundMe page, the fourth person that's going is unnamed. It has to be somebody from, get this, that went to the convention, one of the cult members. Okay? So what IPS is telling people is, if you want so-and-so to go, then just donate money in their name to IPS. Okay? So IPS was in Bob's chat room the other day on Globebusters, and he said, Paul on the plane, call me. So I guess Paul on the plane called him, and IPS said Paul wants to go now. So what IPS is doing is he's trying to use that fourth person, name the fourth person you want to go. So this way he's hoping that Paul and the Plane will make a video promoting this GoFundMe page and say, hey, donate money to this GoFundMe page in my name so I could go. And he's hoping that Jaron would have done the same thing, but so far nobody's done this. But I suspect that's IPS's goal. Okay, and what's funny is these channels don't need IPS to raise money for them. IPS has only got 500 subs. Most of these channels that he wants to go, with the exception of Mike Hughes, have over 50,000 subs. You know, and Globebuster's chat, he copied and paste, says, copy and paste if you want Bob to go over the polls. All right? So just utter nonsense and more fuckery. And that's why this is cold activity, because people like Paul and the Plane and others are supporting this kind of nonsense. Okay? Now keep in mind, later in this video, IPS says nothing will come of this. And we all know that. And nothing will come of it, and IPS will pocket the money. So let's keep on going here. We got a little bit more.
Build up to a broader exploration south. So there is nothing at all wrong with taking this flight. But for some reason, some of the government agents have flagged the account and accused me of fraud. They said that I'm a Mexican. Let me put the thing up. They said that I live in Mexico, and that I
New Mexico
am involved in using somebody's name to raise money to steal or something. And it's like, no, I'm actually exploring again is going to be raising money to send other people beyond himself. He's already going.
See, and that's a total lie. Exploring again ain't raising this money. IPS is raising this money. He opened this GoFundMe, has control of it, and the money's going to his bank account. So that's a lie when he says exploring again. Mike Mercilak is the organizer of this. If Mike Mercilak was, IPS wouldn't be promoting this every day and promoting it on his Flat Earth Network site, where he's also trying to collect money for this. Okay, so let's keep on going here. More nonsense. Who's involved? Like I said, he's got Paul and the Plane on it now. Let's have a listen.
So, if you would like to attach to the donation in the notes, just put down who you want to send. So, Mad Mike Hughes has already agreed to go. We got Paul and the Plane's interested. We have, so if you have B.O.B. the rapper, we'd like him to go. So anybody you can think of sending over the polls as part of the Flat Earthers hijacking this flight in terms of its coverage over the next 6 months. I mean, it doesn't happen until October. That gives us 6 months to keep Flat.
Yeah, that gives IPS 6 months to make money off of Flat Earthers. And you cannot use Rapper Bob's name without his permission. Okay, IPS? You just can't do that. And if you expect Rapper Bob to be on that plane with you, you better get about $300,000. And you have to contact his agent, because you ain't going to be able to contact him and work out a deal with him. It has to go through his agent, his gatekeeper. And let me tell you, they're going to tell you, oh, it's $100,000 a day plus expenses. Okay? So, utter nonsense. IPS is just using these big channels and hope they'll make videos to promote his nonsense, and he can pocket all the money. Because they ain't going to raise even $10,000, even enough money to get one extra person to go. Okay? Now, this GoFundMe page had $83 on it. But $50 was taken off. It was an anonymous $50 donation. Me and MGTV think it was IPS donating to try to get it going. And then you see his girlfriend here, Morgan Ellis, donate $33. Just nonsense. So let's keep on going here. Nothing comes out of going over the polls. And this is where IPS contradicted himself from the first clip I played. Remember, he said Mike Mercilak's going to do experiments? Now listen to IPS. Just a few minutes later, and this is what happened when you lie.
And of course, nothing's going to come out of going over the polls. It's not going to prove anything one way or the other. Only idiots think so. Idiots and government agents like MGTV and others who are going to be doing these hit pieces They always let us know. There's a pattern I've discovered. Like I've been safe because I haven't maintained a YouTube presence, but now I have like 400 or 500 subs. Now they're turning the agents back on, and so
Turning
it
them
gets really
back
intense
on.
once you get like 5,000 subs. And you know they're agents by the narratives they defend. So MGTV, for example, believes that David Hogg is not a liar.
He
Think
does
about
not. He made videos
that. These
exposing them.
people do not recognize psyops as psyops. They won't even talk about them. That's how you know agents. Agents have certain lines they cannot cross that are outside their realm of expertise. Like, for example, one of the other persons is going to be doing the hit pieces against this trip over the poles. Flat Earth Reset has even said that Mad Mike works for NASA, that I work for NASA. So suddenly I work for NASA.
That's bullshit. You can go see my NASA's Flat Earth rocket update. I never said Mad Mike works for NASA. I said NASA was involved in the Flat Earth rocket launch. Okay? That's what I said. Because come to find out, Mike would have never been able to do this if it wasn't for NASA supplying the parachutes. I never said Mike worked for NASA. I said NASA's been involved from the get-go. And had Mike been honest from the get-go, and when said way back in May when he showed up in the Flat Earth community that he wants to launch a rocket with NASA in the Flat Earth community, it would have never happened. And then Mad Mike's sitting there saying he's exposing NASA, and then come to find out he's been working behind the back with NASA so they can get a parachute from him. That's what I'm talking about, IPS. So you're just going on here trying to lie and discredit people, and it's just making you look even dumber. Okay? So let's keep on going here. Just a total nonsense throughout the whole thing. You know, MGTV never said nothing about, you know, David Hogg's real or whatever, but just pure nonsense. Let's keep on going here. More lies and nonsense.
But anyway, these guys, Flat Earth Reset, MGTV, they think that David Hogg is telling you the truth. They believe that kids died in Sandy Hook. Like, they believe in the official stories of everything. They don't go very far. Except they do believe in chemtrails.
Just pure nonsense. I've never done a video on any shooting because I'm a Flat Earth channel and I expose the cult within the Flat Earth. Okay, I'm not a other hot potatoes channel. I stick to Flat Earth bullshit. Utter nonsense. Just complete nonsense. He's just trying to discredit us. And it's failing. It's just making you look dumb, IPS. So, IPS has got a book out now. And in this book, he explains why it's $35. And I think it's all bullshit because he claims somebody bought him out and raised the price up of his book and all that. But anyways, his new book out is something about the cult that make up NASA, you know, their rockets and their obelisks, you know, their phallic symbols, you know, and how the cult operates and all that stuff and how it's all evil. But at the same time, he brought that same cult into the Flat Earth community. Like I said, NASA supplied the parachutes to the rocket, the obelisk, the phallic symbol. So do you see the hypocrisy of IPS here? Huh? He tries to expose NASA and their obelisk rocket cult, only to bring NASA and their obelisk rocket cult into Flat Earth. Listen to the nonsense here.
Tim, is there anywhere online where you can buy your book? I tried looking on Amazon and I can't find anything right now.
I took it. Actually, I sold the rights, so I think the only way you can get it is on Amazon.
Damn, they say it's out of print.
Oh, the first edition is out of print. I sold this. Okay, so the second edition is out there. But what I did was I agreed to take the first edition out of print, and then I sold the rights to the second edition. And so you can buy that on Amazon. But I think they cranked the price way up. So if you email me, I'll just
pure
give you
nonsense.
a PDF.
Nobody wants to buy the rights to your crap, IPS.
A copy here. No, I can't actually do that. I'm sorry. I made an arrangement, so
I can't give you a copy of it.
yeah, it's like $35. Man, these people ought to drop that price down.
Do you believe
It's almost
IPS
like they
there?
don't want people to buy it, huh?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody bought out IPS's book so nobody would want to buy it. Right, that makes sense. So anyways, the debate here with Vision Elf, that he didn't get the debate with Stefan Molyneux, so IPS's debate today was some dude called Vision Elf, ELF. All right, and the dude was dumber than a box of rocks, all by design to try to make IPS look smart. I mean, the dude was dumb, and the whole debate was rather boring. But anyways, Karen B was the moderator, and here you have IPS trying to get Karen B to throw her boot in on the flight over the poles. Will you be one of the people here? And in this segment, I don't know where it was at, he says, I'm trying to make this is all, the people involved in this got to be people from the convention. So that's why he wants Karen to go. So that she'll go make a video on her channel telling people to donate to IPS in her name so she could go fly over the poles. And you're going to hear IPS say something here, and it's the only time he tells the truth through this whole video. So let's have a listen. About a minute long.
Hey, Karen, have you considered going over the poles?
You mean myself going on the flight?
Yes.
No.
See, because here's the thing.
I don't know.
We already have one person confirmed. Mad Mike wants to go. It'll be easy to raise the money for his ticket. But we want to aim for...
Okay, Mad Mike's going to go. It ain't going to be easy to raise the money for his ticket. People in the Flat Earth community are tired of Mad Mike. Even Mark and Patricia want him to disappear. They said that on, Mad Mike just needs to go off into the distance, and disappear from Flat Earth. That was what Patricia says. So I'd like to see Patricia and Mark try to back this, because they'd have to go back on more nonsense and lies they told. But as you seen, when I clicked on the Mike Merschlak name on the GoFundMe page, it loaded up this page and it says Mike Merschlak profile on GoFundMe. But if you look up here at the URL, it says GoFundMe.com profile / Jacob Vigil. Like I said, that's IPS. That's where this money's going to. Okay? Now let's listen to IPS here, because he says something that shouldn't shock you, because we all already know it's never going to happen.
For as many people as possible and get as many people to say that if we can raise it, they will go. And then we'll let the donors decide by whosever name they put, beside their donation. But, the more the better.
Mm-hmm.
I'd prefer people who are at the conference.
I suppose I'd be willing to go. I don't know. A little sketchy on that one.
Well,
double speak there. Did you catch the double speak? That's classic for FE Corps members. They tell you one thing 1 minute and then the next minute, no. Listen.
The thing is, we don't really expect it to accomplish anything other than Flat Earth hijacking the narrative for the next 6 months.
Did you hear that?
Well, the thing is, we don't really expect it to accomplish anything other than Flat Earth hijacking the narrative for the next 6 months. Accomplish anything other than Flat Earth hijacking the narrative for the next 6 months.
And putting a lot of money in IPS's pocket, because they will never raise the 10 grand just for one person to go. And in fact, it's actually going to be more than 10 grand. It's 11 grand, 400, I think. Then they're going to have to fly to New York and probably stay in a hotel there in New York. I'm not sure if they have to pay for their hotels along the trip, because it's a 50-hour trip. But there you go. IPS is going to pocket this money, and he's got everybody backing him. Have a good day, everybody.